This is New Jersey. In February of 2012, we began an exploration, a measurement of the distance between the American dream and the American reality. A fellow Jerseyan had posed the question about how far apart they were. And going through my own financial and emotional turmoil, I was inspired, compelled really, to find out what other folks' perspectives were, and to hear what their own personal dreams were as well. This is the American dream. So we're asking people kind of a simple question. What do you think the definition of the American dream is?
Work till you die. And that's what it boils down to be. You just work, and then you retire, then you die.
You just described the American nightmare.
That's what it basically boils down to be.
Today it does, but
Yeah.
I think the American dream at one time was, you have a nice house with a picket fence around it, you got a 2-car garage, you got a couple of kids, a dog, etc. What happened to those days?
That's all fantasy now.
Well, what's your idea?
American dream? To be able to make enough money to be able to live. That's my American dream. I got my home, and that's paid for, and other than that, I just want to be able to survive.
What you've said is kind of a very realistic viewpoint of what the American dream is, but I think that there is a perception of the American dream is a lot grander than what you've just described. What do you think that is?
I'm sure people want to own their own home. They want to have a couple cars. They want to have a couple kids. They want to have vacations. I've never lived that way. I've never been able to, so it's not my dream. It's their dream. This hot dog stand is Jerry's dream.
What do you think the American reality is? I mean, there's the American dream, but have a house, 2-car garage, white picket fence. Yeah, what's the American reality?
You mean today?
Yeah.
You're lucky if you get any of it. It's the life is tough now. It's people are losing their homes and they're losing their jobs and they don't have money to eat, and I'm just getting by myself. It's hard, very, very hard.
I think the American dream is about independence and opportunity. The American dream is about the real chance to do what you want, where you want, how you want, and make something of yourself on that basis. Unfortunately, I think the American reality is a little bit different than that. From my perspective, that opportunity has become narrower and narrower for fewer and fewer people. And today, mostly the American reality is struggling for survival. But I'm a rabid liberal. and Lou over here is in deep shock as I say all this.
I think the American dream is one of opportunity and upward mobility. And I think basically the major problem is that government has become too intrusive and too overbearing in people's lives. And that's what prohibits many people from achieving the American dream, coupled with the coarsening of the culture, where we have become, or a major part of our society has become totally dependent on government, and the nanny state, where 47% of the American population doesn't pay any taxes, is totally dependent on government, And government, when you're dependent on government, you can rest assured that sooner or later, they're going to rob you of every freedom that you have. I think there are forces within our society that are basically what's in it for them. It's not necessarily the, when I define
That's why
capitalism,
I'm
I'm not talking about those scavengers on Wall Street.
But that's
who,
what I'm,
you know,
that's
who,
what I'm saying. I'm not attacking capitalism. I'm attacking the scavengers on Wall Street.
Well, who's responsible for them? They in cahoots with the government officials in Washington D.C. or state or anywhere else, okay, who get together and screw the people.
And that's the death of the American dream, right there.
No, again, it's not the death of the American dream.
It's a threat. How's
It's
that?
a threat to the American dream, and that which can save us is a people who are educated, but they are more concerned about nonsense of what's on TV and losers, people who lose weight or American Idol or whatever nonsense.
Or what Beyonce named her baby.
Or what the Kardashians
What the Kardashians are wearing today.
Okay, so it's a perfect synergy of the dumbing down of America, all right, and the manipulation of big corporate governmental interests. All right, so
And that's why I said this has been a concerted effort. This is no accident.
I'm not necessarily a conservative or a pure capitalist. I believe that we should be given the opportunity, honest work, honest pay, and that's the way I feel about it. I've been talking too much.
This store, and probably in cigar stores across the country, you can hear this very dialogue every single day.
From my perspective as an immigrant and coming from a family that migrated here 20 years ago, the American dream is just coming to another place and getting the resources that we needed, that we were lacking in our country, the Dominican Republic. Those resources being more economically and materialistic. But now when we come here and we are confronted with this reality, the real thing is that we are losing a connection that we had with nature before, a connection especially with the water, because we grew up on the coast, and that balance that we had to our ecosystem is making us unstable in this urban, very cosmopolitan place. So we are being affected, most of all spiritually, in the sense that we don't have the freedom of expression that we used to have in our environment, the place where we grew up, because we are not connected through our ancestors to the people that we're surrounded with.
The American dream is like I say, I mean, that's my own opinion. American dream is if you got $1 in your hand. If you don't got your $1 in your hand, you have no American dreams. That's for sure. It's not here, I think it's around the world.
So you think it's harder for people today, young people today, to get those dreams that...
Oh yeah. Sure it is. Sure it is. It's very hard. I see so many young people looking around. One day, once can be, you know, somebody, any store is looking for employees. I don't know. So I don't know. You go to the store and go over there and see what they say to you. It's very hard. It's also people with college. I don't have no college, but people with college are looking for a job. They can find it. I was talking with one, and he got 5 years college. He's working. I won't say the name because it's not a commercial, you know. But he worked at that for a minimum payment, about $7.25, with 5 years college. That's very. I told you it's very hard. really, I don't know what happened with America. It's very hard for young people. It's very hard for me. You know, I got my retired when the mortgage come in and, you know, public service, all that stuff. You know, it's all very high. Very high. Everything is very high.
Now there is a city that Frank Sinatra was born in. I walked around it on a typical morning. I could see how things have changed while one thing remained the same. Let me describe just what I see and what the changes mean to me. Traffic here moves right on through. Except for stop to boogaloo. So if you like yourself slow poking, find a spot in the new Hoboken, the city Frank Sinatra was born in. Colors chefs put. I've lived a dream. I lived in a rock and roll dream, and I comment to myself, my goodness, it's real. It is real. Playing rock and roll, bouncing around, doing whatever you do, it's really possible to live that dream. I know what the American dream means to, you know, having a successful career and family, but for each person, it's a different dream. Hometown will go. The river park that's got his name leads to a pier with waters for rain. So if you like your 10 toes soaking, make a splash in the new Hoboken, the city that I know won't let him down. So keep in mind that you're slow poking and where you like your egg yolk broken. Hey, don't forget your toes are soaking. And as I see the new Hoboken, it is dead. Frank Sinatra's